Tonight's in Hollywood.
This is Erskine Johnson.
And this is Lucille Ball.
From the glamour capital of the world, the makers of Jergens Lotion present Erskine Johnson and his guest star, Lucille Ball, in the new and exciting series of radio programs, Tonight's in Hollywood. Erskine Johnson's Daily Hollywood column is an outstanding feature of the Los Angeles Daily News, the Merced, California Sun-Star, and 600 other newspapers from coast to coast. Each week at this time, he brings you the untold, real-life stories of Hollywood and its glamorous stars. Tonight's story, Lucille, You're Fired. But first, this is James Doyle, who takes off his hat to any girl who's a good secretary. You should see some of our Hollywood secretaries, lovely as the stars and good at their jobs.
You'll meet smart, lovely girls like that in business offices all over the country.
Yes, and notice their beautifully cared-for, smooth hands.
Well, many of these secretaries of prominent men use the same hand care most guys use. These smart secretaries say they use Jergens Lotion nearly 2 to 1.
Naturally. You can count on Jergens to help protect the pleasant softness of your hands. Even hands that touch carbon paper, handle dusty files, and help with the housework at home. Jergens Lotion furnishes your hard-used hand skin with elements it needs to safeguard its delightful feminine softness.
And it's so quick and easy to use. Many girls keep an extra bottle of Jergens in the desk drawer to smooth on just before that important luncheon or dinner date. Jergens Lotion leaves no exasperating stickiness.
Surely your own hands deserve this famous loveliness care with Jergens Lotion. Only be sure and always use Jergens Lotion. And now here's that famous Hollywood columnist, Erskine Johnson.
Thank you, Jim Doyle, and good evening. Our guest in Hollywood tonight is a gal who can best be described the exciting, glamorous, vivacious, beautiful, talented Lucille Ball.
Thanks, Erskine, but I'm fresh out of cigarettes.
Oh, you've got me all wrong, Lucille. I wasn't trying to mooch a smoke. I really think you're great.
Well, then, thanks again, and I think you're great. The swellest guy, top columnist, handsomest man in Hollywood.
Gosh, thank you.
Well, how about my cigarette?
Okay, Lucille. You know, maybe I should have introduced you as the sharpest gal in town, the gal who knows the answers.
Well, perhaps some of them, Erskine. I ought to. I learned them the hard way.
How's that?
Did you ever work with a bunch of beautiful models?
No, but if that's what you call the hard way, just lead me to it.
It is the hard way. You work with them, they work on you.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it is if you're a timid, scared kid just out of school and from a little town trying to make a go of it alone in the big town.
Yes, I can see how it might be a trap.
And the younger you are, the rougher these models are, because they don't like competition, especially young competition.
Naturally.
Of course, I'm not talking about all of them, Erskine. There are a lot of swell girls. But it only takes a few rough ones to make your life miserable. They come out fighting with no holds barred, and you either learn to fight back or that's all, brother.
And you learn to fight back.
Thanks to Miss Carnegie.
Who?
Miss Carnegie, Hattie Carnegie. I worked for her.
Oh.
At first, I was terrified of her, too, until I got to know her. She's such a dynamic person.
Well, how did you happen to go to work for her?
I've been working for a photographer, Arthur O'Neill, and he thought Miss Carnegie might like me, so he sent me to see her. I was wearing something pink and all wrong, left over from my aunt's wedding. Miss Carnegie took one look at me and said, "Good grief!" But she gave me a chance. She sent me into the showroom in a $5,000 outfit, and when I came out in it, the girl started to give me the treatment. She looks like a walking hunger strike. I didn't know they were putting legs on bean poles. I guess Miss Carnegie wants to pick up the skeleton trade. Excuse me, where did Miss Carnegie go? It's Paul. Miss Carnegie said she wanted to see me as soon as I got dressed. She's over there, but I'm not sure she'll be able to take it. Why not? Oh, skip it. Oh, well. No, don't let it get you down, kid. We're only fooling. After all, you're just what we need around here. For a laugh. Oh, there's Miss Carnegie. All right, Spindleton, come here. Me? You. Yes, Miss Carnegie. Can you walk? Why, yes.
All right, go on.
Yes, Miss Carnegie.
Wait a minute. You always walk like that.
Why, I'm walking as straight as I can.
That's what I mean. Slouch.
What?
This isn't a military academy. Slouch. Fall apart.
Oh, yes, Miss Carnegie.
That's better. Now walk out there.
Yes, Miss Carnegie.
No.
What's the matter?
You're not dragging the coat.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Well, drag it. Link that link.
But
what?
is it really mink?
Of course it is. Didn't you ever see a mink before?
No, Miss Carnegie.
Well, don't act like you didn't.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's enough.
Oh, Miss Carnegie. I'm sorry I won't do. But maybe if you...
Who in blazes said you won't do? Because at 9 a.m, you're hired.
Well, Lucille, I'd say that was a pretty uncomfortable beginning.
It was. But as I said, I learned to take it. Before long, I was even standing up to Miss Carnegie.
I want you to put on the organza and...
I don't like organza.
You wear the organza.
I'll wear tweed.
You're not the tweedy type.
I am the tweedy type.
You wear the organza or you're fired.
I won't wear the organza.
All right, then get out of here. You're fired.
Hello.
Lucille, what the devil are you doing at home? Don't you know it's 9:30?
But you fired me, remember?
Never mind that. Get down here right away. How do you expect to amount to anything if you spend all day in bed?
But...
Don't argue. Get down here.
Yes, Miss Carnegie.
You like that outfit, Lucille?
Oh, yes, Miss Carnegie. It's beautiful.
Good. I want you to wear it tonight.
Tonight?
Yes, after the shop closes, when you go out.
Oh, but I couldn't.
Why not?
Well, I wouldn't have anywhere to wear it.
I'm giving a party tonight.
But I'd feel uncomfortable in it.
That's just it. I want you to get used to wearing clothes like that.
But, Miss Carnegie...
Now let's see the test.
But, Miss Carnegie, I'm not going to do it.
Of course you are.
I'm not.
Well, then take it off. You're fired.
Hello?
Lucille, it's 9:30.
But I'm fired.
Oh, don't be silly.
But, Miss
I'm
Carnegie...
waiting for you.
Yes, Miss Carnegie. I won't.
All right, get out. You're fired.
Yes, Miss Carnegie.
You're fired.
Well, that's the way it went, Erskine. She fired me 5 times while I worked for her, but always called the next day to bawl me out for not coming to work.
Must have been a little confusing.
It was.
Perhaps, Lucille, I should have introduced you as the girl who was always getting fired.
You don't know how right you are, Erskine. Not only was I fired 5 times by Miss Carnegie, but I've been fired by Earl Carroll, Albertina Rash, Schubert, Flo Zigfeld.
Okay, you've convinced me. By the way, Lucille, did any of Miss Carnegie's firings ever stick?
Yes, the last one. Let me tell you about it.
Go right ahead.
While I was working for Miss Carnegie, she got me a job on the side posing for posters for a big cigarette company. Then one day, while I was out to lunch, I met a friend on the street who told me that Samuel Goldwyn was looking for famous poster girls to use in a picture. He told me he believed there was still one spot open, so instead of going to lunch, I went to see Goldwyn's New York representative.
Yes?
I'm Lucille Ball.
Yes?
I understand there's an opening in Mr. Goldwyn's poster girl picture.
Yes?
Well, I'm a poster girl. That is, I've done posters. That is, cigarettes for posters. That is...
Height?
What?
What's your height?
Oh, 5'6".
Weight?
120.
Age?
18.
Okay. Here.
What's this?
Can't you read? It's a ticket to Hollywood. You're leaving. Saturday night.
Oh. Miss Carnegie. What is it, Lucille? Oh, nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
I've changed my mind.
About what?
Nothing.
Lucille, will you tell me what you're talking about before I go crazy?
Well, it's just that... Well, I got an offer to go to Hollywood to be in pictures.
Wonderful.
Yes, but I don't think I ought to leave you.
Why not?
Well, you've been so good to me.
Nonsense. You grabbed that offer. Why do you think I've been interested in you? Because I thought you'd be here in the shop all your life? I knew you were going places, Lucille. This is what I've been waiting for.
But, Miss Carnegie...
And don't argue.
But, Miss Carnegie...
I said don't argue. Now go on, get out of here. And this time I mean it. Lucille, you're fired.
So, you were fired into a Hollywood contract.
That's it, Erskine. Before I left, Miss Carnegie even gave me a lot of clothes to wear when I came out here.
She must be a wonderful woman, Lucille.
She certainly is.
Thank you very much, Lucille Ball, for being with us tonight and for your story. And if getting fired does for me what it did for you, I hope I lose my job, but quick. We're all looking forward to your new Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer picture, Without Love. I'll be back in a moment with some Hollywood news in the name of our guest for next week, but first, here's Jim Doyle.
Some women seem to have the secret of eternal youth, or rather of eternal charm. Others, well, look, there's Sally in her 20s, but don't her hands look older? Sally's careless. She lets her hands get rough. Of course, they look too old. But busy Mrs. B in her 50s has the gracious, smooth, soft hands that are attractive at any age. Ask Mrs. B how she keeps her hands so nice. She's had years of housekeeping.
Well, it's nice of you to compliment me on my hands. If they look smooth and cared for, it's thanks to Jergens lotion. I've used Jergens for years. I keep an extra bottle in my kitchen, so I'll always remember to use my Jergens lotion.
No wonder Mrs. B's hands are so attractive. Regular care with Jergens lotion is like professional care for your hands. 2 ingredients in Jergens are so amazing in the way they help rough skin to fascinating softness and the smooth youth look that many doctors prescribe them. Yet no hand care could be simpler. No stickiness, priced 10 cents to $1 plus tax. If you want the pride and pleasure of beautifully cared for hands, be sure and use Jergens lotion. And now here's Erskine Johnson again with the Hollywood news.
Biggest news tonight in Hollywood is that Barry Fitzgerald, nominated for 2 Academy Awards, may turn down one of them. Barry, I hear, is considering withdrawing, if possible, from the race for the best performance of 1944 in Going My Way. He'll campaign instead for Bing Crosby and will be content for the nomination for the best supporting performance in the same picture. Constance Bennett will take up residence in Reno early next month to divorce her husband, actor Gilbert Rowland. Incidentally, since turning producer, La Bennett is now known in the Hollywoods as the woman busier than Eleanor. There's no rest for the famous in movie town. Day after completing work in a new picture, the dog star, Lassie, was loaned by MGM Studio to a Los Angeles dog kennel to sire 3 litters of little Lassie. Students at the Santa Barbara, California High School have selected what they call the ideal faculty. Dean of Girls is Van Johnson. Dean of Boys, Bob Hope. Home nursing instructor, Lana Turner.
How about me as head of the department for getting fired? And now, Erskine, who will be your guest next week?
Our guest next week, Lucille, will be Frances Langford with her story, The Girl Who Makes Eleanor Mad. Until next week, then, this is Erskine Johnson
And Lucille Ball.
saying goodnight from Hollywood for Jergens Lotion. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.